Hello people and welcome to Tom's Tips. Up here in Wigan. You'd be forgiven to thinking that you was at a flower show. No, you're at Tom's Tips. And today we're going to answer a question. The question being, can you use a 22mm olive on 3/4 pipe? Old 3/4 pipe. Well, some say you can, some say you can't. But it's not enough just to say it, or don't say it. You've got to prove it. So what I'm going to do, I've got a piece of 3/4 pipe. I'm going to solder on one end the way it should be done proper with a 3/4 to 22mm soldered joint, and on the other end I'm going to put a 22mm valve on, and we'll see how much we can get away with. Right, we'll see if we can just give it a nip, and then if that doesn't work we'll give it we'll wang it up a bit, and then if that doesn't work we'll wang it up a bit more, and if that doesn't work we'll give it a wang-a-danger till it screams and see if it works. I don't know. Let's have a look. Okay boys and girls, this is my 3/4 pipe. Now you can tell it's 3/4 pipe because this is a 3/4 by 22 reducer. Not a reducer, adapter. So you see that'll go over the 3/4 quite easily. There's a 22mm olive. It slides over there very loose. Okay, so what I'm going to do first of all is I'm going to sweat that on, convert it to 15mm so I can join to it a hose pipe or some mains pressure, and then on the other end I'm going to put a 22mm gate valve. So let's do this end first. Clean it up with a bit of scouring pad. In the normal way. Bit of flux on it. This is Laco flux, this is my preferred flux. I like Laco because the copper fittings don't grab on it, like the power flux, they grab on it. So I need a reducer in there. Put a bit of flux on the reducer. That'll be the 22/2, see that? That won't slide any further than that. So if you slide that to the end, you know you've got it on. Then a piece of 15mm copper tube. Now I'm going to solder all that together. And that's the best way to deal with 3/4 pipe. Get it on those adapters and put it on. But you can always come across a situation on a Sunday afternoon when everybody's shut. Yeah, you haven't got everything. Right, I'm just going to cool that off now and then turn it around to the other end. Okay, so that end's made up now. I'll give it a rub down, give it a polish, let it cool off. The other end we're going to put a valve on. This is just one I have that's knocking about doing nothing. It's a 3/4 gate valve of a central heating pump, but it'll do the job. Put that on, put the olive on. Forgot my spanner, let's get my spanner. So we need a spanner and something to hold against it. Now normally that would be enough, but as it's 3/4, wait a minute, it has grabbed it, but as you can see it's still loose, so that would leak. So we'll give it a bit more. And a bit more. And I think that'll be enough. So I'm going to set up a hose pipe now or something, and we'll see whether it's watertight. Okay, so I've set this up on some just some temporary speed fit piping. At this end we've got our gate valve. Now there's another tip for when you're using these central heating pumps. You want to turn one off fast. Put one of them on. Right, so I'm going to turn the water on now. Let's have a see what happens. Okay, the water's full on now, and I'll prove that to you by turning that up. There you can see the water. It's going where I didn't want it to go. And that shows you there's no drips or anything there. And there's still room to give it another bit more if you want to. Prove that now by giving it a bit more. What am I doing? See, I can give that another quarter of a turn there. Now it is leaking, but it's leaking from that end, it's not leaking from that side. So I'm not turning off enough. That's perfectly dry. So there, yeah, that's a 22mm copper olive on a 3/4 pipe. So what I'm going to do now is take this off. So you can see that olive is embedded on there, and I'm going to try and get that off. Now I didn't tighten it up, you know, as fully as I could. I could have got another couple of turns on that, but we'll just see if it'll come off. So you see it will come off, but it is good and tight, that. And it's not damaged the copper at all, it's not dug in there. And that's the olive. It'll form to 3/4. So, okay people, so if you want to know, if you want to read things in books, go ahead and read them in books. But if you want to know whether it works or not, come and ask me. We'll see. We'll put it to the test. We'll see if it works. We'll bust that myth. See you again.